Hey guys, what's going on? For those of you who don't know, my name is Damien Diorio. I am 23 years old, living in Toronto, Canada. Me and my business partner currently own 3 companies. We have one company where we scaled it to 30K a month in actually like 2 months. Another company which is projected to hit 3 million by the end of next year. And another company where we're projected to do about $100,000 per month within the next 6 months or so. But why am I telling you this, right? The reason why I'm telling you this is so you have a reason to believe me and actually listen to what I'm about to tell you and all of my future videos to come. I'm really gonna spit just game. I'm gonna lose the fluff, no guru crap. What I'm gonna do here is just be super transparent with all my videos and tell you guys exactly what me and my business partner did to achieve the success that we did so quickly. I can tell you, a year ago today, I was working my 9 to 5 as a graphic designer, right? So just 1 year later, I now own 3 companies, right? Like, and all of it is because I just did an action. Like I took action, guys. Being an entrepreneur was something I've always wanted to do. Thought I could really do it. And just something I've always wanted to do, right? You know, we're on our phones, we see everybody online living their best life. And that was obviously something I wanted to do. Didn't know how to get into the agency space or helping, different companies with whatever problem they needed help with. But I think I went like 2 years of just binge watching, like I'm sure we've all watched Iman Gotchi and things like that, where, you just get too caught up watching other people do it and you don't actually go and do it yourself, which I think a lot of people are in. A word I like to call it is like analysis paralysis, where like, okay, like I'm thinking about doing it, I gotta do this, but then you end up doing nothing, And that was probably one of the biggest things in my life that I've learned is actually just taking action. Rather it's a course you want to buy, rather it's some sort of partnership, deal, opportunity, networking. My biggest the thing I tell everybody now is just take action, do it. You literally never know, right? I sacrificed a year of my life not going out, not hanging out with friends on the weekend, not hanging out with a girlfriend on the weekend or any really important dates. And just like I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this entire year of 2023 has been a sacrificed year. I spent the entire summer at my desk, the entire spring. It will be the entire winter. I mean, we're already now December 2nd. It has just been spent in this room. And I can say with I could say proudly that this has been the best year of my life. And I spent it all in my room, right? But also on a side note, I was one of those guys that I would go on a vacation maybe once a year with some, I go on a family vacation or I go on a vacation with some friends, but it was once a year. I was working my full-time job as a graphic designer, which I did for 3 years. And, I went from someone, maybe taking like one plane trip a year, right? You go there, you go back, you have a good time. Maybe another one if, you go on a family trip and, or you get caught with something else there. But this year, sacrificed basically my life this year. I didn't go out, stayed home, worked. And I've been on more flights this year than I think I don't want to say life because I've been on I go on family vacations, stuff like that, but I've been on 14 flights this year. Now, to some people that might not seem like a lot, which I could definitely understand. There's people who travel all the time. But for me, going from a 9 to 5, thinking, I gotta ask to take work off. You right? I'm gonna have 1 week and have 2 weeks off of the year. Right? If you only have 2 weeks out of the year to take off as vacation, right? How are you gonna go on 14 flights? Right? And the only reason why I was even able to go on these flights and have these experiences and travel was because of the sacrifices I've made this year, right? So sacrifices like taking a leap on your business and goals, taking a leap and actually like leaving your job, right? I wasn't like we weren't making 100,000 a month, and then I left my job, right? I mean, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, which I will always be honest with you guys, you're not gonna make anywhere close to 100,000 a month in your agency if you're still running, like if you're still working at your 9 to 5. You just simply don't have enough time unless you go completely nocturnal and work from you get home at 6 to 7 in the morning, which obviously you're not going to do. So like that's it. And I say all this to illustrate to you guys, I'm not much different from all of you. Rather you're my age, older, younger. I think we all have the same goals. Those 3 freedoms: the location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom, right? And I think a lot of people get it mixed up, or a lot of people see these guys on the internet or think about being rich, and people put it on a pedestal, which I think which I hate when people do that, because when you put your goals on a pedestal, you're saying that your goals are better than you, that it's so amazing up there, I can never get up there. You don't want to do that. What I did was I broke it down, and I want to break it out. I want to break it down for you guys, because I really want you guys to have an understanding of how close you guys are to your goals. Because again, you guys are a lot closer to your goals than you think. So here's a story. You guys may have heard a bunch of people say this if you guys follow any like big multi-millionaire like YouTube internet personalities. A lot of them do say that once you get to about 40,000 a month of like actual profit, like you are taking home 40,000 a month, there's not much difference between making that and then making like 100,000 in terms of what you would spend, in terms of how much your life would change. So to put in perspective, and I'm gonna do this really quickly, if you want to achieve $40,000, so again, I'll put it with me as an example. I wanted to hit 40,000 in a month. Like that was the goal, right? Okay, so how do you do that? Like, what do you sell, and for how much are you selling it for, right? We were selling a package that was high ticket. So it was above 5,000, it was below 10. So again, just for like math purposes, let's just even say it was 8. We would only need to sell 5 clients. Like I would have to sell 5 things, so whatever that may be, if it's a $8,000 actual item, or if it's a service, which a lot of you guys, I'm sure, if you're in the agency space, you're selling services. So it was an $8,000 service. We only had to sell 5 of them to hit 40,000. Like, well, we'd be over 40,000, but we told ourselves we need to sell something 5 times in 30 days. How do we do that? Right? So when you break it down like that, this now absolutely life-changing goal of $40,000 per month is now seeming to be like right around the corner. Now I don't like, again, when people say, oh, where am I going to figure out how to make $40,000 in a month? Don't think like that. What is $40,000 in a month? Right? That's 5 things sold at $8,000, right? So when you put it in that perspective, okay, so how do I make 5 sales, right? How many sales calls do I need to take? How many sales calls do I need to book? How many leads do I need to generate, right? And when you do that math, you can bring it all the way down to literally just the amount of leads you need, right? And then you can do math based on ad spend and things like that. If you go ads route or cold outreach route, you would just need to measure the amount of effort or money that is needed to generate per said lead, right? So again, we did the math. Obviously, we got good at sales and marketing and all that kind of thing. But I just want to tell you guys, like me, myself, I was a graphic designer. My business partner, Dorian Freilich, he was an HVAC tech and then started a sales career. So with his knowledge and my knowledge, we started. And again, pretty basic knowledge. Dorian wasn't the top of his sales academy, and I wasn't this insane marketing genius, right? But we still came together, did what we had to do. We did invest in some outside help, so meaning like mentorships and a few courses as well, which were all good. They all helped. But ultimately, me and Dorian knew that we put our heads together, we'd be able to achieve exactly what we wanted. And again, we did. So again, that's why I'm here, kind of, I guess, showing you guys my story, and not only my story, but I want to tell you, like, I'm not much different from you guys. I didn't just, God didn't shoot a lightning bolt down and strike me, and all of a sudden I'm an agency owner, we're making money. Like, it took time. Yeah, we did it pretty quickly with one of our businesses. We did about a little over 30,000 in like a little under a month. But we just say, 30,000 in 30 days. It sounds good, it makes sense. But we didn't just do it from luck, right? And we had things that helped us along the way, like courses and mentorships and things like that. But like, we did it, right? I'm a 23-year-old living in Toronto, Canada. I did it. I know I'm in groups. I'm really good friends with guys who are even younger than me doing the exact same thing, right? So it's just, if you guys really want to change your life, like, you guys really, like, it's time, then change. Right? Rather it's a course, or I'm not a big guy on even just courses, guys, but even with courses, right? Sometimes, again, the biggest thing I think kills people is people being small-minded. Meaning, when you see a course, or like when you see an ad for a course, or you see something, the first thing that pops in your head is, oh, that's too good to be true. Oh, that doesn't make sense. That's too good to be true. Yes, a lot of things on the internet are too good to be true. 100%. But do you see where that belief is stopping you from an action, of taking action? Like, who knows? Like, why not take that course, learn from it, take action, and see where that goes, right? Because I know most people, they'd see that ad, say, oh, like, that's too good to be true, continue on their day, and do nothing. Like, what I'm saying is, why not get that course? Why, like, if it's a few months course, why not learn for the few months? Why not take those classes and then see? Worst case scenario, you're in this exact same spot as before you took the course. Best case scenario, you learn a valuable skill from the course, and then you're making a shit ton of money, right? I think most people are just so small-minded, and that's where you see a lot of entrepreneurs always say, oh, it's a lonely, it's a lonely road to the top. Well, the reason why, and again, I'll explain, the reason why it gets so lonely on that road is because you stop affiliating yourself. You stop talking so frequently to those who are small-minded, right? Like me, with the life I'm living, with the stuff I've achieved. Imagine me sitting next to someone who's like, oh no, like, everything's fake, like, I don't believe anything. It's like, where am I going to relate to that person? I'm not. So ultimately, most entrepreneurs who do well, or who are on the path of entrepreneurship, will ultimately, like, lose friends, right? You just stop talking to them, not because you hate them, you just get on different pathways, right? And that kind of stuff happens. But ultimately, guys, you just got to take action. One of the best things I did was finally just waking up and saying, I'm done. I want something different. I'm sick of waking up at 6 a.m., hopping in the car, going to the office. I was sick of it. I did it for 3 years. And it was a good learning experience, but the one thing it taught me was, I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to be stuck to a desk. I don't want to have to be at a certain location at a certain time every single day for the rest of my life. With what I'm doing now, I can work wherever I want. I can work anytime I want. I still talk to my clients on Zoom calls here and there, but for the most part, I can work wherever I want, whenever I want. right? Like, I just want you guys to even to just imagine what that means or even looks like. Because anyone could say, oh, live wherever you want, do whatever you want. But think about what that does for your actual quality of living, right? If you don't have to be somewhere, like if I don't have to be at the office for 8 a.m. from Monday to Tuesday, right? Could you not go take a $500 round trip flight, maybe go to Colombia, maybe go somewhere, maybe go to Florida if you're from Florida, maybe go to Europe, maybe a little bit more than $500, but you go there, like for instance, maybe I can tell a story. In the beginning of the year, I went to Colombia with my business partner Dorian. We went, and the thing about what was so cool when we went was we could, like, it wasn't we didn't treat it like a vacation because we lived there and we were working, but it's almost like where you kind of hear it where life turns into a vacation. We weren't eager to go out and go party or go do something. I sat on a balcony with a beautiful view with 25-degree weather when it was snowing back here in Canada, working, hopping on Zoom calls with my clients, like kind of dressed, you know, how I'm dressed now, sitting on there, enjoying my time. Like, that's the life I wanted. That's the life I dreamed of. That's the life I got. And it's because I took action, right? Like, I remember sitting at my desk at my old office when I was a graphic designer. I had my background picture of Dubai, thinking, oh, like I'm gonna travel and do all these things. Well, you know, I have to take action. I'm not gonna go to Dubai and stay there for a month if I'm working as a, 9 to 5, right? I would never get 30 days off of work, right? But now I just take my work with me, right? Anyways, guys, I just wanted to kind of give you like my background, why you should listen to me, that sort of thing. I'm gonna be posting loads of content about how exactly you guys can do exactly what me and Dorian did. I'm gonna lay out everything. I don't know if I should put a paywall on some of these things, but I'm gonna just kind of give everything on here. I'm gonna give it my 100% all, no fluff, maybe even like not too much editing. I just want this to be very raw. I want you guys to almost consume this like a course. And the way I'm gonna structure it, you guys could. I'm gonna make 100 videos. You guys can consume every single one and almost build the exact same company that me and Dorian did, that we scaled to 30,000 in 30 days. Because that was awesome. Okay, guys? Like, I'm serious. When you guys get that first, like, that first Stripe, that first Watt payment where you see on your phone that you just got paid like 13 grand in a day. I remember when we did that, and at the time, actually, I was still working my job, and I think I quit like just the week after. But I'm there sitting in my job, I'm at my desk, my phone buzzes, I go look, and I just saw, a wire transfer of 13 grand. So I remember like it was yesterday. I looked up, I'm looking at everybody in my work, and I'm like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I just figured out how to make $13,000 while I'm at work. I didn't take a sales call. I didn't speak to any leads, right? I was at work and I made $13,000 just by sitting there at work. So I quit right after that and then went full-fledged into agency, ultimately scaled it up even more. And now we're at where we are here with 3 companies. So again, guys, that's everything. Please stay tuned. Let me know in the comments what exactly you guys are interested in seeing. Was it, our like what I do on the ads, what I do like sales calls, anything like that? Let me know. I'll post it. Other than that, guys, let's get it.